Really, the first thing I need to say when it comes to um, the wealth builder hunter is that this entire exercise was designed to give you an understanding of your traits and to embrace them. This is really important because I am finding in conversations people using the terminology that I scored right below a gardener and I'm a hunter, as if a hunter is down here and a gardener is up there. The reality is they are equal to each other in this overall exercise. How are they equal? Well, they're equal in that if you embrace the elements of them, they increase the probability of success. The most important part of the overall persona exercise is to look for the traits that are completely outside of your persona. So, for example, if you score a hunter, but you had a couple A's and a couple B's along the way, we would first want to look at what were those A's, what were those B's, and what do we have to change about the way that we're approaching wealth in order to fall more solidly in our hunter or gardener persona types. So I preface that as I start to talk about what you need to know if you're a hunter, because I often see that people think of this as a negative, when in reality, it's not. It is the most aggressive wealth building personality type. It doesn't necessarily have the highest probability of being successful, but it usually has the higher level of success at an earlier stage. I've mentioned in other videos, one of the things that I'm finding out with individuals that score as gardeners is that they're not necessarily carrying the true viewpoint of a gardener, being that this is a long-term journey in order to build wealth. I'll often find that they score as a gardener, but then they want to go from 0 to 2 million, 5 million in 3 years. And that's not what a gardener does. That's what a hunter tries to do. Um, a hunter tends to be looking for a home run instead of trying to hit base hits or get a walk to get on base, if I'm using a baseball analogy. Um, the hunter is looking for that product that they can create and scale and then sell. They're looking to start a business with an exit strategy, a short-term exit strategy in mind. They're looking for, unfortunately, a lot of times get rich quick schemes. They're looking for the program that promises that they'll make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year while doing no work. They think that drop shipping or investing in options or cryptocurrency is what's going to get them to wealth. And often they find that that's not the case, but sometimes it is. So the hunters are often being fed by an industry designed to keep the hunters hungry. Unfortunately, that industry often keeps the hunters broke as well. So the first part of knowing or understanding what it means to be a hunter is that you are most likely to make it big, but you're also most likely to crash and burn. I don't often see or talk to gardeners who are worried about losing it all. Hunters typically have experienced losing it all. It's a countless supply of marketers that got into the marketing industry around 2010 because prior to that, they were in the real estate business, lost it all, and then saw that the next wave of entrepreneurial ventures was going to be in the marketing space. Now, I use marketing space very broadly because that could be affiliate, it could be products, it could be e-commerce, it could be agency, services, coaching, consulting, any of those different things that kind of, to me, fall under, yeah, you have to have good marketing skills or know how to hire good marketers, good sales skills, combine those all together into that modern entrepreneurial space. Um, it's a more stressful life. Hunters wake up hungry every day. Gardeners tend to plant all season long and then store the reserves that are needed to always live fairly comfortably. Um, these hunters struggle with personal relationships. If you think about it, if you're always struggling in your business, if you're always waking up hungry, you're probably not the easiest person to deal with. Now, 80-20 rule applies to just about everything in life. There are hunters that are out there that are absolutely killing it, 10, 20 million dollar net worths, if not more. And those other hunters idolize them. They want to be like them, never really settling into who they are and developing their own journey, trying to walk the path of someone else tends to lead you in the wrong direction. With all of that being said, there are those people that have made it as hunters, and they're most likely to make it big in spite of how they spend or live. So a gardener is going to live well below their means. They're going to live in a modest home, but still in a good neighborhood. They're going to drive an older vehicle that's probably not as flashy. Um, there's some semblance of old money versus new money in that. It's an interesting dichotomy when you get into that conversation. Most hunters that I meet are in their 20s and 30s and pre-children, or they're in their 40s and 50s and they're after children, meaning the children are out of the house one way or another, and that they're hungry again. Maybe they settled for a while and now they want to go out and they want to attack it again. What I don't want people to confuse is an entrepreneur that is putting together and has an awesome business with amazing product and is going to scale the hell out of it. That is a piece of how they generate their income. It's not the foundational element of a wealth journey. A wealth journey is a foundation that's laid over the long term that could have multiple cycles, or what I call epics, as part of that journey. And one of those startups is just an epic. It's not the journey itself. So if you want to lay a solid foundation for wealth building and you can set that long-term goal and you know where you are now, and you know how many years you have to make it, and you can divide that into the number of epics and then divide that into the amount of money that you need to be putting aside each month, you can start to lay that solid foundation. And then you can go out and hunt and be an underlying gardener. If you want to talk more about this, there's a couple buttons above that you can use. You can always text me. Typically, I'll direct you back to this page to schedule a call or ask you a couple questions, and then we'll hop on. Or you'll just tell me, hey, I need this, and I'll post it on this page for you and then send you back to the page. If you've watched the full presentation and you've already done your wealth worksheet, you've already done your persona worksheet, feel free to schedule the 30-minute call above, and we can dive a little bit deeper into what you got going on. If you've never watched that, the presentation, it'll be on this page, above or below, and schedule the 15-minute call so we can have a quick chat before we dive in a little bit deeper. I can learn a little bit more about you and you can get a better understanding of what it is that we're working on. All right. Appreciate you. Peace.